Welcome, Rekt Radio. You there? What? Episode 110?
I thought I was taking hosting.
Damn, you were hostile takeover in my intro?
I'll take over there. Yeah,
Holy
episode
fucking
110.
hell.
I was coming in hot.
Wow, I was getting taken over. I'm out of a job like OSF. We replaced OSF with Kook. It feels that way.
Episode 110 is sick, I gotta say. Was it always once a week?
110. Sponsored by YEET, the best crypto casino. The only one you should be playing on.
I agree. Actually, last time I was sort of like 40% effort shilling luck a little bit, but now luck is trash. I don't know if you saw the probability issue. Like they can change it. Yeah. Now I'll flood him. I don't care.
I
got rid of the badge.
Coming at us. I don't even know why. Very bizarre behavior. We've stopped engaging just because every argument's been in bad faith so far. So
I would ignore it.
People do whatever. Yeah, it's pretty much /ignore at this point. See that weirdo trading axe made a post. Who the fuck knows what's going on there?
Yeah, isn't that Andrew Tate? Everyone says that's Andrew Tate.
Yeah, it's definitely not Andrew Tate, bro. It's like some guy in his garage in fucking London or something.
So we can see the kick chat. Okay, awesome. I'm on the kick. Have you guys gone on the kick? It's quite cool. It's worth going on. We've kind of swapped producers today again, back to our normal producers who are back on the restream. So we're not gonna be able to see the chat on up on screen today, but we'll be there hanging out. So go check us out on Kick. Go follow us as well. Obviously, a lot of prizes are going to be tied to that. But yeah, YEET versus Luck.io. It feels like
not even a thing though. I don't.
Feels like we're not going to go there this week. Too much drama with those guys.
I don't even know. It's just bizarre. It's weird, but whatever they want to do.
But it's good to have you back, Kook. Obviously, yes. Last
week we
took us full week as kind of a co-host. OSF is apparently going to be coming through halfway through the show. Rekt Radio with special guest OSF, who's leading Rekt Drinks, which seems kind of funny, but yeah, he will be coming through. Either way, we're going to continue the same sort of format, which is more just like a conversational show. I think we're going to touch upon a bunch of stuff. But I think last week. We'll just go back to what we were saying last week, which is just we said that war was always a buy. Shit did happen. Like over the weekend, obviously it got bombed. The main plants in Iran, and then quick ceasefire. It seems like could extend into something a bit more serious now. But I was taking a step back and thinking, there's not much else, right? Like I kind of feel like one thing that Trump did here was show that Russia and Ukraine that he kind of means business. Like there was a lot of he's all chat, then he always backs out at the last minute. This wasn't all chat, and I think that's kind of useful for negotiating to show that you can go there. But like in terms of like geopolitical flare-ups, you've only really got China to invade Taiwan, which I don't think is going to happen this year at least. So then it's just kind of back to this: when's the Fed going to cut? It feels as though, in some ways. Is it now like a much better investing horizon here, even for crypto? Like, there's not really much that's really going to derail you now. That was
the odds of a cut in September on FedWatch like shot up to 75% at some point, like yesterday or today or something. I just checked today, but I think kind of a favorable macro environment. Like there can't be many surprises left, right? It seems like the war was a buy. Each new headline or like war type action got less of a reaction from the market. I'm heavily biased and I'm always a permabull, but yeah, I think we're through it. And I think it was a buy, as we said last week. You'd be happy if you were buying. Yeah, nothing ever happens.
It's true though. Nothing that does ever happen. Like for something that happened, a lot has to go wrong. So
but this feels like the final nothing ever happens, right? Like it feels as though the peace deal that could come from this could be a more wide-ranging peace deal now, because I think everything's on the table now, right? I think there's a chance that if they do Israel does a peace deal, it'll be for everything, and then that's like oil will go even lower. I think it is set up for a September rate cut. I don't know if the market necessarily goes up if interest rates go down. I don't know if like that is like a 100% correlation. Sometimes you get a little bit of wobble when you have interest rate cuts, but I just don't know what's going to be that thing that nukes the market here.
Just unseen, right? But it doesn't seem like anything this summer. It's up into the right summer. Bitcoin especially is just tied to the stock market. Stock market doesn't fucking go down. Obviously, that means crypto's matured, and all the shitty, well, not shitty, the good speculation, like the fun times, when's that going to start again? That's really, really what people want to know. Like Bitcoin is just like up and to the right. It's forever, grind up, grind higher. When is the fun going to come back? When we can invest in coins and take advantage of people who don't know what they're doing by buying and selling?
It's in the stock market. It's pretty clear. Like I think that like I always pick up on these narratives, and you're not too sure if they're going to be a short-term one or a medium-term one. This whole like shift to trading stocks or like crypto-related companies feels like that's what people are doing instead of altcoins right now. That's just.
I mean, are they? These guys, do they even know how to log in to an account and fund it? Like, and they have money in their bank account? I thought crypto people usually don't have that.
I mean, that's the same with altcoins. I just feel as though how many tweets have you seen about coin stock, Robinhood stock, Circle stock? And it's
not the same people we see in our comment section on crypto Twitter, though.
I think it is. I think a lot of it is. I feel as though that's really taken the shine away from altcoins. What do you think, Coop?
I feel like it's in between. Like, so I see a lot more of sort of like the bigger accounts or the whales or like more sophisticated. Like there's sort of an entry level requirement in dollars to be trading in the stock market and making money, right? Like you're not getting a 50x. And so you've seen Ansem and like different guys talk about Hood and like, you know, I'm tweeting about Circle a lot and these different things. Like I'm looking at all markets all the time. But I do think, yeah, like KBM's right. Like, you know, when are we going to get the new hyper speculative asset class that's totally weird on chain only, and like a bunch of dummies are going to pump money into something stupid like say a cartoon in 2021 or like a meme coin last year. Stocks can't, like, yeah, the frenzy seems to be there in stocks. Like, you know, Robinhood's on fire. Like there's a lot of money to be made. And maybe the degens can play around with like the options like 0 days and stuff, but like they'll all just get killed. I kind of do, you know, about, you know, taking advantage of people who don't know what the hell they're doing. Like I sell a lot of options on these stocks and it's been pretty good.
You sell,
but yeah, I think it's in between.
Sell puts or you sell calls?
Yeah, well, I haven't touched Coinbase. Like Coinbase last year, I sold a ton of puts, and then, you know, I'll take the stock and then I'll sell calls. And like right now on Circle, I'm long a bunch of shares, I'm short a bunch of calls at different strikes, and I'm short a bunch of puts at different strikes because like the option premiums are insane.
Circle
and so, and I aped it like day one. I was tweeting about that. That was like kind of, yeah, they had to watch me. Everybody on CT told me I was a fucking idiot, bro. Everyone's like, they don't make any money, they're not profitable. You're gonna go broke, blah blah blah. I'm like, for a month leading up to the IPO, I almost said ICO. But like for a month leading up, I'm like, I'm top blasting this thing day one. Like, I don't care what price it is. And like my average like 81. And I was like tweeting, I'm like, I've been top blasting this for a half an hour. And even the comments that day are like, you're dumb, Kook, you're dumb, you're dumb. Week later, they're like, how did you know?
Isn't that so interesting that these guys will say that about that, and then they'll buy like dog shit, finance dog 75, and be like, this is going to $1 billion. It's like the disconnect is bizarre.
But the move in Circle looks like a meme coin, right? Like that's why I kind of feel like it's the same Circle. Like it looks like a meme coin.
Well,
and it has that blow off top. Yeah, but right, it looks exactly like a meme coin. It had this blow off top move, and then it's kind of like it's headed back lower.
It's so liquid. It's very thin. So that's kind of helpful.
Feels like the same group. So two things I want to mention here. Firstly was SharpLink, which is the ETH one. That's the only one I'm kind of looking at a little bit more here. That's the one that's down 90% from its high. I just get the feeling that if they get one long-term line of capital, that might move up again. That one's had a big move lower. The second thing I wanted to speak about, which I put in the show chat, like, have you seen SBF? Like SBF, what he would have been up on his Robinhood buys. Have you seen this tweet?
Oh my God, no. But I've heard about what he
made $4.6 billion from Hood. This is after Anthropic, right? Anthropic would have been worth a few billion at this stage. Sui, I believe he had like a disturbing amount of the initial.
Man, I feel sick for him. That's crazy.
Initial
Was it just the
supply.
Soul billions too, though? Like he had a huge Soul bag they liquidated or something too, right?
Yeah. So Cursor AI, like every single dev in the world is now using Cursor. SBF
He was ahead
invested
of
in
his
that.
time. Was he the best
This
AI
guy-
investor in the world?
This guy may have been one of the best investors of all time.
Holy fuck.
And he got taken down by trying to save his own fucking prop firm. Like, this guy could be worth $100 billion with some of these investments.
Think of all the
FTX
effective altruism that could have happened.
What do
Holy
you think
shit,
about
man.
this? Like, is this did SBF just get fucked here on the timing? Like, it is.
I think he was there too early. Sometimes you're just too early.
I think he got fucked. Yeah, he was too early and too aggressive. You know what I gotta hope though? He's a young guy. Like he's in prison. He's coping. Like I can't imagine it. I'm sure he's been in that position before, but it's bigger this time. I want to see him come out and make $1 trillion.
I would invest in him, honestly. He seems like he knows what he's doing.
There was that guy back in the 80s, Milken, right, who did the high yield bond market. Do you remember that guy? What's his name? Michael Milken, is it? Michael Milken? Yeah, Michael Milken, who went to prison and then came back and is now worth 10 billion, right? Like went to prison for a while, but he was like a genius who like made higher bonds and like various. I kind of get the feeling that you're right. If he gets out of prison, this guy he will be a billionaire. There's just no doubt about it. Like these are crazy how good some of these investments are. To get Cursor, Robinhood, Sui, Solana, and Anthropic, I don't think you're going to get a better.
Did he have any L's? Like, what did he own
Well,
anything?
going to prison and shit might have been the L.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, in the portfolio.
Maybe Catherine.
Yeah, that's kind of a big L. He lost everything.
Yeah, I don't think he had that many. I mean, you could argue that the like the Sam coins were the L, right? Like he had an attraction to grifts at the same time, and that's what got him. Like the immoral stuff is really what caught up with him, but like his ability to see value in things is also just like insane.
Okay, D-Gen Ty, I'm just looking at the kick chat. His GF was kind of an L. No comment, but that made me laugh.
That's what I said. I said Catherine was the L. Catherine
We
was
had
the
a
L.
few L's, a few unrelated to investing L's. Well, sort of.
But do you think? Let me just pitch this a little bit, and we'll go. There is the whole like, oh, we need to like evangelize the guy who created what's the website that everyone was like he went to prison. What's his name again? For the Bitcoin guy,
Ross Albright.
Like we evangelize Ross, like, oh my god, he did this, but like we need to get him out of prison. Do you think like we're just early to the SBF movement here? Do you think there's going to be a group of people who
there's a bit different? Like one is perceived that he stole all the customers' money and fucked them, and everyone, early CT guys love drugs, so they were like, "This is my guy."
Yeah, but was it just drugs? Feels like there was some other stuff going on back there at the Silk Road, right? It was Silk Road. Sorry, I forgot the name.
It was that early CT nostalgia for Ross. SBF too late on that train.
But like SBF and Ross, like I like Ross, like he's a legend, whatever. Like I think his prison ID card sold for like $11 million or some crazy number, like the other week. But he was like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna get like smited for saying this, and I'm not. It's just for discussion. But like he wasn't really like an early crypto visionary. Like it's not like he had the Bitcoin thesis, right? Like he was running like a marketplace for illicit goods. Chad, love it. Like still my hero.
It's great. It's
but
a great business.
As an investor, like this other conversation about SBF, like as time goes on, 2 years ago he was the guy that stole everyone's money and like blew up the biggest exchange and kind of fucked everyone. But now we're talking about how he was like maybe one of the best growth investors of all time and he had a crystal ball. What is that conversation like in 10 years? Like they're different, like Ross was right place, right time, illicit marketplace, happened to be a Bitcoin pioneer. Yeah. But it was SBF like, a Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett kind of guy who fucked the timing up.
Yeah.
Feels like that. I mean, it's tough to argue with it here because it's now looking like his portfolio would be worth at least in the tens of billions, and who knows in the next 10 years. Like it could have been something insane, which means it feels more like a liquidity issue rather than a solvency issue. I think that was like the main thing. There's like this hole in the balance sheet before, and now it feels like that there wasn't necessarily a hole in the balance sheet. There was just a need for instant liquidity because he got caught out by, some of the moves around that. And obviously like Binance had a part to play in like doing that, and their kind of moves with Hyperliquid recently make you feel as though, they're not clean. But there was no doubt that there wasn't really a hole in this balance sheet if this had gone on for another 12 months or maybe even 6 months.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
the timing of,
he was like doing weird. They had no compliance, right? And he was like commingling customer deposits with like company assets, and like, I don't know, the risk management seemed non-existent. But yeah, if he could have kept it going for another like year, 6 months, whatever it is, like,
and no one would know. Yeah,
that's a good question. So, what do you think SBF would have bought in 2025? Hyperliquid. What's SBF? What's the SBF buying at this stage?
I think he would have max aped the Hyperliquid airdrop at $4 when I was saying it wasn't a buy.
Probably, right? They probably would have bought it all. Like, that's funny. Well,
I think towards the end he was building a sportsbook as well, though, right? I think he would have probably been early to some of these sports betting firms, particularly in the US.
Markets and stuff.
Prediction markets. He would have probably gone into that, right? You got to assume that Polymarket would probably not be where it was today.
FTX kind of was like, it was going to morph into that sort of thing, right? Felt that way.
What do you think of this $1 billion market cap for Polymarket? Because I've heard anecdotally that they don't really make that much money. They actually lose a lot of money because it's like a sports book, but they take a lot of the risk, essentially.
Wait, why? Wouldn't they?
Because they can't
market making it?
No, they actually take. They take a lot of positions. It's not just fully market.
They directionally take positions, though.
Yeah. So like
I thought it was like peer. Maybe I just don't even know what's going on.
No, like they provide some of the liquidity for the books.
So like they take the other side of some guy's bet.
Often, yeah. So it's not just like if you look at the revenue of that company, it's not just up and to the right. But at the same time, the equity value is insane. And if a bigger casino or gambling firm in the US were to buy them, I think they would obviously be worth a ton. Like you've got to assume that somebody like DraftKings is looking at this business and thinking, hey, we should buy it.
I think it's beyond that. Like, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably underinformed, but like that's never stopped me from having a strong opinion in the past. So the reason I would say, like, I would buy this at $1 billion valuation. I'd probably buy as much as they let me. And the reason is because of the Twitter relationship and the Twitter integration, like, which I think if they're going to go into gambling and investing, or not gambling, but Twitter's going to have some kind of trading and investing like layer. And they seem to have started that with Polymarket. Like, if you're able to take bets on events and news and political stuff and like, bet directly through Twitter on Polymarket, it's worth way more than $1 billion. Like Twitter has 1 billion users or something. That's
a good point. I do think the value of Twitter, I mean, we've seen already this week that they're going to get into payments. It does feel like everything app has a shot at least, but an integration with Polymarket feels good. What has really impressed me is that I thought it would not die, but like the volumes would really drop off after the election. And even this week with like what happened with like Iran and stuff, like it's crazy that like they have done a very good job at maintaining just interest in stuff to bet in every single week. Like it's not just another way to do sports betting, right? It's actually like it's become a bit more than that. It's become like this way to bet on the news a little bit. Like if I go on there right now, you have the New York City mayor elections, you have the Fed decision, and a decent volume going through, like $16 million just on the Fed decision for July. There's probably real money to be made on this. Have you looked at this at all, like as like a way to make money? Do you think you could probably make more money on this than sometimes in the trenches? Like it feels as though there's some
I'm not.
things you can do.
It's hard for me to bet on political stuff. Like I like it and I love to watch the markets, but like I'm not. Yeah, it's not my preferred bet. But I think the way I look at Polymarket is like, if you wanted to express like an opinion on something through a bet, and like they've got everything. Like you could go Google, like, or like you can search Polymarket for anything, current events, political, like, and sports. Like the biggest bets I've put on Polymarket have been on Ansem and BitBoy's fight, because it wasn't on any of the crypto sports books or like any of the usual sites, and like
Right.
yeah, and so but everything's always on Polymarket, and I actually hated to go use it because I don't like using Polygon at all. But I guess you can use mainnet, but I was always using it on Polygon. So yeah, I don't know. I think that their thing is just like coverage over everything, which I guess to your point, like if they're taking the other side of the bets half the time, or sometimes they're not as profitable as they, or you might think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big like probabilities better guy.
I used to do this a little bit, like when, well, maybe it was 10 years ago, and then I just stopped because I got bored with it. But I do think there's like almost a selling options bit. There's similarities to this, to selling options, in my opinion, because what I tend to find is there are a lot of things that are priced probably higher than they're actually going to happen, and yet they attract people to bet that they're going to happen because everyone's like, oh, it's a 50x if it actually happens. Do you know what I mean? And I think most people are attracted to the upside of these trades. So like the idea of let's say a 50 bip decrease in July from the Fed, right? That's a 2% odds right now on Polymarket. I think financial markets would put that at a 0% odds, right? Like they would put that at like much lower than 2%. But because there's a way to bet on that, and it attracts people to do the 50x trade, it naturally trades almost higher than it is. So I think there is almost like a way to sell options here. Do you know what I mean? Like you're selling tails.
That's a good point.
But
yeah, like
and there was one the other day where someone put a bet on it. You know, I think when Jerome Powell came out, and he always says good afternoon, right? He always says that, and yet like it was like this crazy thing that the guy put on the bet. But I actually think that's where the alpha is. I think people look at the 50x and think, oh, that's the bet I'm going to put on. I think the alpha is doing the opposite bet, but just in quite big size, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm thinking the opposite of what you said. You think the bet is, now that we had this conversation. Like, so I always notice on Polymarket that stuff that has like a 1% chance on Polymarket, but it might be like a conversation topic, DGens just chase the 50x, like you said, right? So like, I'm trying to think of a good example, but the mayoral candidate for New York or whatever, I think he might have just won or whatever, the socialist guy, socialist Muslim New York mayor. Not to talk about that too much here, but his Polymarket odds were like 1% at some point. And if you were like, hey, I bet this will get a lot of conversation, just the election itself, and this guy's at 1%, I'm gonna buy some tokens, and like it'll go up to 20 or something when the news is talking about it all day, and you sell it before the election, right? Like, don't wait for the outcome, but look at the spike, man.
Look at this now. Actually,
and I see this a lot.
This is a really good idea. Go down right now. They still have 22% that Eric Adams is going to win this. Like a 3% that Andrew Cuomo just conceded the race. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? It's like, why is that 3%?
There can't be any liquidity then. Like, what? This can't be right.
Well, there is. There is liquidity. That's the point.
So you're saying the race is over, but
so what I'm trying to say is that, like, I actually think the trade here is to go after the things that people bet on because there's a bet on and they like the idea that it's like a 50x, and it's just the race is fucking over. Like, and maybe you don't bet like all your money with it, but if you want a consistent way to make money, I actually think that's the trade. And that sounds really boring, but like I just think people don't. They'll always say there's a 1% chance of anything. They'll always say it's a 1-2% chance of anything, and actually sometimes the odds are way lower than that. They're like way lower than that.
I don't know. Something seems weird there. There can't be that big of an inefficiency, right?
I don't think people see it as an inefficiency, though. I think there's just a natural demand always for tail events in the world because people like to people just like to always bet on that.
People like a binary lottery ticket.
Right,
So
exactly.
there'll be some
That's what
money
I'm
in
trying to
there.
say.
Yeah.
They'll always keep money in that because they'll always be like, okay, that's just gambling, you know, because they'll be like, oh, I don't mind. It was a 50x, I lost money on it. Who cares? But actually, there's like a consistent way to make money, I think, by taking the other side of it and being like, people are not valuing these or are doing these probabilities, right? That's if I was to go onto Polymarket, that's how I'd try and make money. But yeah, that's one way to make money, I think, in this market. I do think that you can make more money than that. I think it's not a bad way to like consider stuff here. The other thing, so in the trenches, as we went live, you were talking about this SpaceX coin. Do you maybe want to talk about that a little bit? Like, I've only seen it on my timeline, but it's suddenly gone a bit more.
Okay.
Like this week, the stuff that I've seen is Chill House, which I'm kind of laughing quite a lot at. I actually think it's decent.
I also laugh at Chill House. I don't have a bag, but
yeah,
it's funny.
I enjoy it. I've seen a little bit of this useless coin, which I don't
Scam.
At 140, yeah.
Ball scam.
And then now there's this SpaceX stuff. Take us through it.
Okay, I'll talk about SpaceX for a sec. So the first thing, I love Elon Musk. I used to hate him about a decade ago, but now I'm a big fanboy. And so I got a ton of Tesla stock just because it's the only way to get Elon exposure. And I would, you know, if and when SpaceX exposure is available in whatever form, I'll get some. And so probably 10 minutes before the show, I started to see these tweets from like, you know, most of the big Solana KOLs and like Mert, like, you know, it's got a close relationship with Tolly. He's a big like presence on Solana, and they're all tweeting about how I forget the company's name, man. Let me go to my tweet. What is the protocol? Republic. Okay, so Republic is going to have this R SpaceX token on Solana, and everybody's tweeting, you will be able to buy private equity exposure to SpaceX with this token, which is sick. And I should say before I like say the rest of it, I'll probably buy this thing, right? Because like perception is reality, and half the time in crypto, the thing you're buying isn't actually what you think it is. So I'll probably buy this thing. I'm sure it's a good way to make money, but it is not SpaceX equity, and the token has nothing to do with SpaceX. It's not linked to SpaceX.
Do people like think that?
People think that, bro. All the KOLs are tweeting that.
Oh my God, dude. People are so
Foundations
stupid.
tweeting that. They're dumb as hell. So what it is it is a derivative instrument that aims to mirror the performance of SpaceX equity. Now, the issue I have with that, and I'll tell you what I think is going to happen.
How, dude? Who's going to market make what?
That's what I mean. Like, there's no information, right? Like, how often do they mark to market a private like equity?
Well,
so
this is just not possible for so many
it's
reasons.
not possible.
It might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let's go long.
So what'll happen it'll look like when they fractionalized CryptoPunks on Bitcoin. Like they like bridged and burned a CryptoPunk, and then there was all these like little tokens. Anyway, so the sum of the tokens ended up being worth 10 times what a CryptoPunk was worth. And like HGE did the same thing on Sol. You know what I mean? Because like they'll put this token on Solana. There's no reference price. Like there's some stale price for SpaceX private equity from whatever 2 months ago or whatever it is, wherever they get the pricing, and they can guess at it, whatever. But the free market on Solana will bid this thing to the sky, and it'll be like, I just don't know. Like if it's a derivative and they're going to say it's going to mirror the performance of SpaceX, then
I mean, it just sounds like made up.
What does that mean? Yeah, it's weird, but you're going to see it all over the timeline. Like all these KOLs talking about how, yeah, you can buy SpaceX on Solana and stuff. So
that's going to go so much higher. That is going to go so much higher. KBM, don't mid curve this. Like
I'm buying it. I'm trying to log right now. Is it live? Is it live right now?
No, it's not. It's not live. Well, I better not be live. I thought it wasn't live.
Spots right now, looking for it.
I'm buying it too, bro. I'm gonna buy it, but it's like, yeah, you'll be. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Nothing else to do.
Worth way more than, it's going to be like have a massive premium, right? Like Master has a 2x premium to Bitcoin, and this thing will probably have 1,000x premium to SpaceX.
When's it coming out?
I actually don't know. I got to see. All I did, I saw 3 tweets, and then I just wrote my own like FUD tweet.
You gotta let us know, Coop, because I'll fucking.
Oh, you're doing a FUD tweet to make sure you get a good entry.
No, I was more doing a tweet, like I already did it, but I bang on tweets in 8 seconds, bro. But no, just to kind of explain to people, like, hey, this is what they say it is, and this is what it actually is. I'll probably get fudded for it. They'll be like, you're just spotting Solana because you're like hyper liquid now. So I'm just objective on every chain, guys. I'm gonna ask Brock, when is the token coming out?
I'm still scared of Solana coins ahead of Punk Fun. Like, I feel like when that thing gets launched, which could be any day really, or it's going to be in the next 2 or 3 weeks, like all of the Solana coins are just going to dump really
Their
hard.
token sale? Yeah, they
Yeah.
moved it to July, like
Yeah.
mid July, I think.
Feels like, I don't know. It's tough to. Maybe this one will be fine, but like I do think the Solana meme coin market gets a bad hit in the back of that, or maybe it's already happening. Like they're down quite a lot, I guess.
I think it's been, yeah, I don't even really trade Solana memes anymore, man. I just like, I said the same thing, that you got to pick, if you want meme exposure, just buy Farcoin or Pengu. Like, you got to pick the multi-cycle coins. And then gambling in the trenches is a whole different game. I still kind of do that because it's fun, but the size is small and like I'm expecting to get rugged.
It feels like there's like one coin every couple weeks at the moment, rather than once a day. And even then, so what is this useless coin? Like, what? I already get the feeling it's a scam, but like, what? Tell me why it is. Like,
I'll tell you about it. Okay. Well, again, I'm like, yeah, if you made money on useless coin, you like useless coin, that's cool. I want to see everybody win. I'm not here to FUD this thing. I don't have a bag. But yeah, as like a crypto market participant, and like I like memes, and I think that I have a good eye for memes. And so the first thing is, it's a bonk coin, right? Like Bonk's Launchpad. And so they launched their Launchpad 8 months too late. Like, they got Soulport Tom. He just doesn't really seem to get it. They currently have a hackathon encouraging teams to like tag certain market cap targets, and they win 200 grand. Like, they're literally running a contest for scammers. And so they've tried to like, and they always use POW and like these washed like meme coin scammer guys to. It's just, they're trying to cabal up a runner, right? Tom tweeted every single day, oh, when's the first bonk 100 million runner, blah, blah, blah. And they tried it with Gib, and then they tried it with Hosico, and like all these just tired derivative copy paste ideas. Like, they haven't had a single original meme. Useless isn't original either. USDUC is way better. There's other coins that are way better that had the narrative first. But yeah, it's a bonk cabal attempt to manufacture a major runner. There's almost no organic holders, and they just kind of push the value up. And they got the same 5 guys tweeting about it that they had tweet about all their cabal attempts. Yeah, it's a hollow cabal crypto scam. We've seen many of these. But if you were in it early and you wrote it up, GG, like, make money. But this thing's not the future, if you ask me.
Yeah, like someone tried to explain it to me today. I was like, oh, because it's like useless. It's like a fart coin derivative. I was like, I've seen so many attempts at being like, oh, we're going to create a coin which is so hilarious that it's like it can be worth value. Just calling it useless doesn't seem like it's really catching on. I don't know. Like, I felt like Buttcoin had a much better chance than useless. Like, it's not funny enough just to call a coin useless.
No. And it's also like, I call a lot of these things Farcoin derivatives because it's like the derivative is like the spirit of the coin, right? And like this idea that it's like overtly hilarious, like, look, it's useless. There's no point to it. Ha, ha, ha. Like, come on, guys. We've been making this joke for a year. Like, there's already been tons of coins. There's better ones to buy. Yeah, like it's all tired to me, and like that's a bit of mid-curving because when I knew that they were going to cabal it, I could have just bought it and made some money. But like, what, I want a 5x on this dumb coin. I already traded 20 things that are the same. Like, there's just way more interesting stuff happening. So yeah, I don't like it. I want to see originality out of these bonk guys. Like, I tweet about this a lot. They probably hate me, but like, guys, just get it together. Like, you got infinite resources. You got the money to run this thing to 100 million or 200 million, whatever it is. Go pay some 15-year-old autistic degen to make you a cool coin.
I agree. I actually agree. Those guys have more money than God. Like, talk about making a casino makes you money. Making a trading bot over the last 2 years is ungodly money. It's just fucking ungodly amounts of money. Spinning up hundreds of millions on on just quite repeatable tech. It feels like.
Yeah,
it feels,
crazy. And like,
yeah.
Photon wasn't even paying for distribution. Like if you were on a Photon ref link as a KOL, and like I don't know how they had so many people shilling. You don't even get a share of their fees at all. You just got points for their fake airdrop that like never came and is never coming. It's just wild. And they were making like 3-4 million a day when like things were crazy on fees. And it's
very that's a good point you make. Like Bullx never did a token, right? And everyone was like, "Oh, Bullx token coming."
Are they going to, bro? I'm like, I have a lot of points there.
I don't think so, man. Like I'm a Bullx. I'm on an exclusive deal with them.
Brother.
I need an OpenSea token. I need all this stuff.
What was the last one you cooked on? Blast? I don't even know. We co-invested on Blast.
Have they given us our coins? Wait, did they fucking?
I think it's TGE, dude. So like, I don't know.
It's been TGE, but was there an unlock? Like, are we sitting on coins? I don't even realize.
I don't know. I feel like we should probably find out about that one. It's
That's a good call. I'm glad you brought it up. But the best one I've ever done was Blur. That was good,
brother. That one still trades at $200 million. Like how? I was looking today, like as a coin, like its current market cap is higher than Magic Eden. I was like, that's crazy. But Blast still is 30% of the NFT market, 30 to 40%. That is insane, right? Like, I had no idea that I went onto their Twitter and the last thing they tweeted was like 4 months ago, Blast. And the last thing they tweeted was like, "Hey, we're actually building something else." It was like, oh, okay.
Fucking
like, bring up the Blast X account. It's so they last tweeted in May. We've decided not to renew our service agreement with Safe, and then Blast Mobile.
All right, well,
they are
blasting off. Whatever happened to that chick that made her whole identity Blast?
She gave us the Hyperliquid top.
Yeah, brother. She pivoted to
What is her identity now? Look, IL probably, or what is it?
No, it's Hyperliquid, bro. She tweeted a, and she's cool. Like I met her, she's nice, but like, man, she at the literal Pico top tick Hyperliquid. Like, she tweeted this photo of her in a bathtub with like,
oh yeah, it was that girl
soap covering her. Yeah,
bro.
The
girl, dude. That was the girl.
Oh man. It's not going to be the top for long. Let us pray, but man, too perfect.
I don't know. That was a pretty good run. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That was a pretty good run in the Hyperliquid coin.
I've been buying Hyperliquid in this period. I've actually been putting on. This is why I mentioned that we should create our own Hyperliquid vault because I've been doing this myself a little bit. Oh wow, what happened?
No, she's got a different account. It's like DJ Jen or something. Maybe this is her old one. I remember.
Oh yeah, you were thinking about doing a vault, Mando, right?
Yeah, because I was like, I'm doing this now. Like I've gone long, Hype, Bitcoin, ETH, and what else did I go long? SPX, I actually went long, and Aave, and I'm short a bunch of dog trash, like absolute trash. But mainly it's Bitcoin and Hype and a little bit of ETH. But I
think a vault is so cool.
We should create a vault and then just this might be quite fun each week to see how it's done. Because I think it'll all be public. I can run it. You guys can. I can have my own little Hyperliquid fund that you guys can all invest in, hedge fund.
Yeah, I'll invest in it. I love it. Like I love the idea of a Rekt Radio vault. And like I love the concept of the vaults in general. It'll take a long time for this to get like the traction that I hope it eventually gets. I'm like full bull of Hyperliquid. Like, you know, how's all financial markets on Hyperliquid eventually, like 10 years? Like who knows? All have taken a lot of profit before they get to the dream. But like, you know, I worked in banking for a long time. Like I worked in asset management, like traditional hedge funds 2 and 20, like 99.9% of potential investors are like screened out because they're not accredited. Like I want to see a 15-year-old DGen in a hoodie, complete anon, amass $1 billion AUM on Hyperliquid in a vault and outperform Wall Street. Like I just want to see. Yeah, I love the concept.
Maybe that's what we should do. because we spoke about creating a Bitcoin treasury company. Pomp just raised $1 billion for his. Maybe this is our play to cash in on the ever-growing value of Rekt Radio. And OSF really did. It was a good showing from him again, turn up halfway through.
Yeah, he lied to us again. I mean, like, bro is about to be fired.
Does he get any equity in the Hyperliquid vault? I feel like he's putting it on
as
by
much equity as I got in Rekt in the Hyperliquid vault. 0.
You got some free drinks 3 months too late.
Unfucking believable. Should we start running the lamb chop stuff, or what are we thinking there?
No, I think. Well, maybe we do it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. Let's keep running it then. Hyperliquid vault.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think what else we're making money on this week. Yeah, I guess some of these dead chains rallied, like that coin, that save thing went up like fucking 2x. That was like a big move.
That was crazy. Yeah, I was surprised about that.
I think that's just because everyone was short it rather than like it was necessarily that much value. There's some talk about Jump Crypto coming back into crypto. I don't know if you guys have seen this, and that this is a Jump Crypto coin, and they're doing the same thing with Aptos and a few other ones. So like maybe pay attention to what Jump. It feels like they're going to do a DWF crime season here on their return back into crypto. So like people are following. Okay. Well, Jump, the market maker, they've come back into crypto.
That's this coin, obviously.
This is a Jump Crypto coin, apparently. So there's an idea that they're going to like any piece of like rough news about one of their coins, you're going to see like DWF style candles. There was that period for a while where it was like, oh, it's a DWF coin. Like we could get a period here where you're going to see it's a Jump Crypto coin. So people are like following their portfolio a little bit more and be wary of like shorting anything that goes up like 100%, which they're involved in because they're probably the ones pushing it. Other than that, yeah, Hyperliquid had kind of a nothing week. Feels like Bitcoin is the only thing that like you can just bet every week it's going to go higher. ETH and Sol kind of a bit of nothing. The trenches didn't really make that much money. It's been definitely a quieter week. Maybe it is just on-chain gambling that we have to make money on.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. What do you guys trade for fun or gamble or like? I used to be just like trenching and flipping meme coins and like doing that week to week, day to day, and it was the high volume sector where it was pretty easy to make money and it was extremely active. And now for months, it's like I don't make a lot of trades. And I've not probably, in the last 3 weeks, I've made more TradFi trades than I have in crypto. And I've just been kind of holding Bitcoin, DCAing Hyperliquid. Like so on chain, I'm not really doing anything interesting. Are you guys?
For the last 2 months, I've done a few different things, right? Like I've had some big positions on. I had a big position in ETH, which we did relatively well. And then I moved to this like, right, I'm going to actually do like a long short portfolio here. The actual thing that's made easily the most money for me is like algo, like AI trading bots, which I put quite a lot of money in a couple months ago.
Those have been working,
brother. Like the best ROI possible. Right?
Another thing I traded that one of my buddies tells me, you fucking tipped me off on that like a year ago.
Are you investing in the bots or you're giving the bot money and the AI is trading for you? What?
So there's a platform I use which is called 3 Commas, which is relatively well known in crypto. But there's another of other ones. I checked out a few of them. I forget the name of some of them, but like just do some research yourself into different firms who kind of do this a little bit. And some of them are quite basic, but like grid bots, where like they'll just buy and sell for you and they trade in the volatility. And obviously we've gone sideways for a little bit here. So like it's been relatively good. But I put on AI trading bots in like Bitcoin, ETH, Pepe, and what was the other one? No, I think it was those 3 on like decent size and I've made easily the most money on that stuff than I have on anything else, and barely any ever drawdowns, like anything significant.
That's cool. I gotta look into that.
Yeah, it's because then you just also what I tend to find is I make the worst decisions when I just have money in stables or money just in something which I don't consider to be like high risk. So like this just locks it up because it's kind of annoying to put it on, but once it's on, you just don't really think about it, and it's just like running in the background. It's almost like it's like an S&P portfolio. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just there. And
I know what you mean, and I know what you mean about like making bad decisions when like not bad decisions, but sometimes I'm like idle hands. I'm bored, and I'll like find a trade. Like, okay, I got to look into that.
And you get too big in it, and then you're like, oh, this was actually a bad idea. Like I should have done that. And for me, putting money in this, and I've put mid 7 figures in this stuff now, and done way better than me doing some of the other stuff that I've been doing, and way less stress. I just don't even think about it. It's just there.
That's sick.
So the best firms I've seen for it, because you can do this in stocks too a little bit right now. Like I do think the democratization of algo trading for retail with now all these new AI models is here, right? Like what used to be given to like 3 Sigma or like these like incredible AI trading hedge funds of the past, like you're going to be able to do with these with these like ChatGPT and some of these AI models in seconds now, and that you can now do it with stocks as well as crypto. I think like there's another one which I saw, AI crypto AI trading bots. Let me see if I can find the one that I was looking at, which looked interesting. Intellectia AI. I looked at this for a long time. But this is like built into the stock market as well. But like I think a lot of this stuff is going to become very popular, and it's not the shitty algo that used to be sold 10, 15 years ago. Like they're pretty complex now, and they probably replicate some of the kind of advanced ones that hedge funds are running for a while. So like I think there's some value in it.
This is cool. So like 3commas.io, is this the one? And they run your exchange account?
Yeah, you have an API into your Binance account,
cool,
and your futures account, and it just trades it for you, basically.
Sick. How long until it's like robots fighting robots, and it's just about your edge is now finding the newest, best robot? I know they're not robots. I just call them robots.
I think it's kind of there. Like you add the nuance of, hey, these are the things I think are going to do well versus not. So like if you are, for example, that guy who did the Hyperliquid Bolt, if you're like, I'm bullish on Hype and Bitcoin and maybe a couple other things, you could run a long bots on those things. And if you're short on all the high FTV scam coins, you could run short bots on the other things. And actually you'll probably you'll make like extra 50-60% return here just on the trading, because it trades volatility in that stuff as well, right? Like it keeps a position but trades the volatility, which in crypto is a feature. It's just always going to be there. So like having something that you can just leave and it's trading for you, I found it really helpful for me just as a trader, like to like be able to switch off a bit more.
Nice. Yeah, that's super interesting. We should look at or I should. Let's get on to the lamb chop, fellas.
Yeah, let's do lamb chop.
Let's go.
What do we got? Let's go. Roll the names. So let's get these names out.
Luck I have 70% RTP, by the way. Yeah, those figures are wild.
At least at 94. But anyway. Here we go. Geo L. Geo.
Oh wow. Geo
love
lot. Yeah. Nice. I like the pace.
If this one starts with a G, it's rigged.
Yeah.
Smart DJ.
Let's go.
All right. Let's fucking run it. I'm gonna show.
So we're all running it again. Each one we run it for them?
Yeah. Choose whoever.
So who was first last time? You were first last time. Should you want to do Geo Joel?
Yeah, Cook goes first. Cook goes first.
Oh yeah, I went last time. Who am I? I got G.
So what did we do? $1,000. Yeah, 1,000. So we got 500 in the bank. So like they've got some money.
500 in the bank for 1,000, right?
500 in the bank. Now it's just to play for 1,000.
All right.
We played it conservative and got killed last time. If you were watching, let's see how he does this time.
Here we go.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be yeah. I got to assume that this is meaningful money to the guy, and so I want to help him out.
Well,
and
you
I
got
am
500 bucks
for
for Coop for just sitting
He's
here.
got 500. Okay, we'll see how I'm feeling. Okay, go for the first one.
Nice frog down
All
there.
right.
Oh God.
Yeah, kick him. That's a good sign.
Oh my
on the
God.
first one. That was crazy. Okay, go again. Okay, go again.
So he's got what?
No.
No.
That was the same. 3.
Well,
One day I'm gonna hit the casino.
all right.
You're
Mando.
unlucky in this thing. All right, let's go. I'm going to play it a little bit more risky. So let's go. Go. I'm at least getting to the tree. All right, so keep going.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
An
Right.
uneventful day. Who am I playing for?
We got to play this one safe.
Smart
man.
Who am I
DGen,
playing for?
I believe.
Smart DGen.
Smart DGen. Oh my God. If I got killed on the first one, I was going to be so tilted.
It's not that difficult to reach the. All right, play it. Let's have a winner here, KBM. No, are you kidding
Everybody
me?
wrecked.
Bro, I thought he was going to win it all, personally. I don't know. They all won 500 bucks.
Should we do one more and split it between them if we win? If see how far we go.
Yeah, but how are we going to decide when to stop?
We'll split it between them. We'll split it between them. Equal.
But I just like clicking the button. Like, I'm trying to go all the fucking way.
Do it.
Like, I'm trying to get back.
Do a split one till like at
Let's
least
split
the
this
train
one.
tracks.
Let's split this one. Let's see if we
Okay,
can try
fine.
and get to the
Split
train
it.
tracks. We'll try and get to the train tracks or nothing. Okay, chat. Okay.
Oh my
Nah,
God,
fine.
we're getting
Man,
fucking
it's not.
shredded out
The
here.
wolf is
Yes.
hungry today.
All right, one more. I'll just click it.
One more. One more. Take us
One
to
more,
the
one more.
fucking train tracks.
Come on. Come on. Here we go, fellas.
There you go. It's gonna happen.
I'm going to click it. This is for splitting it. We
All
did
right.
it.
You want to keep going or no?
I mean, obviously, I want to keep going, but like, I have like, you
No.
know,
Let's. This is a win for everyone. We gave out some money in the
it
chat.
feels like it's going to stop at 7,200.
Oh.
Well, if you do, I don't want to. Yeah, if you do one more, they all get 1,000, right?
Oh, wow. That's
Just
fair.
saying.
One
Just
more.
saying. But if
One
they,
more.
Oh,
yeah, I
my
would quit now.
Cash it. They all got 1,000. They all got 1,500. That's a nice.
Oh, it was a fucking
my
hard run.
goodness.
It was a hard run.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, I'm a loser. Sorry, but no, it's still a big win, boys. To the listeners, Smart DGen and then Geo and Dow.
Oh my
All
god.
right. Just give them all 1,000 each, though, and plus the 500.
Brutal.
So they all win 1,500 today.
All in 1,500. You guys all in 1,500.
Oh my God, bro! I'm like, I need to log off. I'm addicted to playing this, so I got to get out of this account.
Yeah.
All right.
Great
Good
show
stuff today.
Ken.
Great show,
Yeah.
gents.
I enjoy these shows. This has got a good energy to it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Everyone get involved.
I love it.
Hopefully OSF doesn't ruin the vibe next week. Let's see.
I'm worried. So we're
If he's ever coming,
Yeah, if he's ever coming.
if he's even coming, he probably was a fucking call.
All right, guys. Well, this was episode, what was it, 110? Remember, we give out prizes to everyone who follows us on Kick. So if you're watching or listening to the show, go check us out on Kick. Follow us. We're under DGens Live on Kick, and we give out, ideally around $5,000 of prizes every single week. So let's see how that does. See you guys next week, and have a good week, guys.